started. I got 1:33. So in order to be efficient, let's go ahead and begin this. Are we okay to start, Sarah?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thanks. We'll begin the tree commission meeting of the city of Akron. And can we have a roll call, please, Sarah Viviano?
Aiken. Viviano, here. Busco.
Here. Aye.
Bradenberg. And Wyatt.
Aye.
We do not have we don't have Mr. Aiken or Ms. Bradenberg, but we do have a quorum.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to entertain a motion to accept the minutes of the last meeting.
I make a motion.
Okay. And is there a second? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Against? Hearing none against, the motion will pass as mentioned. The unfinished business today, I see we have the public education strategy updates, final approval of the brochure, outreach to council members. So public education strategy updates. The one thing I wanted to mention was, I don't know if everyone has seen, but the tree commission itself is online. There's on the City of Akron website, I believe, there's a way to get to the tree commission itself. And it has, I don't know if Sarah or Patricia has seen it, or anyone else for that fact has seen it or not. If you Google it, you'll find it, right?
So the website is up? Is that what you're saying? Our website, or is just a link?
It's our website. Well, it's not a website per se. It's just a link from the city. But if you Google it and you look at the tree commission, yeah, it's out there. And it has, a couple resources in it, a couple things like that could be helpful for us. But there's also, I also noticed that the mission that is located in this is a bit different than the one that is in the brochure, which is part of our public education strategy, unfinished business. So there's a conflict with the brochure thing that I don't know if everybody saw this or not either, but there's a conflict with the mission statement on that one. And I don't want to confuse the two here, but maybe what we should do is if everyone can get a shot at looking at that and review it, and then get word back to Sarah or me or all of us if they have any ideas or how to enhance it. That would be welcomed, I'm sure. It does look pretty good, though. It really does. I haven't had a chance to read the entire thing over, but all I noticed was the thing that kind of stuck out is the mission statement, which I think is a bit different than I know it's a bit different than the one we have on the brochure that's being proposed right now. So there's more work to do on that, I reckon. So, Sarah, did you get a chance to see the link on the city's website?
I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at it now.
Okay, good. Sarah, did you have any comments?
No comments from me.
Okay. John's well, and plus we also, I see here we have a new visitor with us, which I don't want to jump around too awful much here, but I see Casey is on. Shevlin, I believe, a new strategy for the city, I think, if I have that right.
Hi, how are you? Yeah, I'm the new director of sustainability and resiliency. I apologize, we don't have our cameras yet, so I haven't gotten that installed. So you're probably not seeing even a picture of my face. But yeah, it's nice to meet all of you. I wanted to meet the tree commission and see what you all are up to and how I can support. I'm curious if I can ask, I don't know the history of this brochure you're talking about. Is it possible to kind of back up and give me some context?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a brochure that one of our key functions, I think, is there's a few, but one of the key functions is the education piece. And so we've been hoping to get a link, like I said, I think I have the right, a link on our website, the City of Akron's website, to begin to educate folks. We also have been working on a brochure that we can hand out and educate folks on the benefits of trees, as well as what the Tree Commission is kind of all about. We were formed a couple of years back, actually several years back. And we kind of had a hiccup there, I think, due to a number of external factors. But we've been kind of rejuvenated, if you will, the last 18 months or so, 2 years maybe. We've been meeting actively. We work with, obviously, Mr. Malish and Mr. Hilkert from our Public Works area. And we assisted and helped them with the Tree City USA. Of course, they do all the work, but we assisted where we can with that designation as a Tree City USA. So we did receive that. And we just basically try to promote the benefits of trees in our city. And we have a brochure that we're putting together, and I have a number of questions on it. I think Sarah Vradenberg, our president, I'm the vice president. I believe she was working with I can't think of her name off the top of my head, but with Stephanie Marsh on the brochure, I think. And I've identified a couple just little problems that I have with it. But we're hoping this brochure could be handed out, could possibly be placed in our community centers. We were, part of our agenda also mentions outreach to council members. We're going to reach out to some council members and attend their monthly meeting and monthly meetings and hand out the brochures. If there's any, groups out there that are meeting throughout the summer, hand out our brochures at various events and educate folks on things that we're up to as a city overall, as well as a commission. I think that's all. Is there anything else? Any member, do you all have anything to mention? No, nope. I didn't hiccup too much. Okay.
Okay, that's helpful. I guess just a couple of follow-up questions. I guess you're trying to educate City of Akron residents. Is there just broadly, is there a subset of City of Akron residents that you're targeting with education, and how did you decide on a brochure as kind of the vehicle for that?
Well, I think that's just one of many. We've been hoping to get something on our website so we could point folks to that, so that we can get them to learn more. You really can't, in terms of a brochure, tell the whole story, but at least you can begin the story, I think. So that's just one of a few areas. We've been hoping, again, our plans are to meet the council member. Each ward has a monthly meeting. We're hoping to attend those, inform people. We've already been to one, and it seemed to go fairly well. And hand out brochures at those events, as well as other, there's a ton, especially in the summertime, a ton of events that are out there, and just have brochures available to folks. And of course, it would be nice to have other areas to communicate with folks, but that takes time, money, and talent. And so I think we have talent, but I don't know how much we have. But that's kind of like the plan so far.
Okay, thank you. That's helpful.
Yeah. So I don't know if we want to discuss this now or wait for Sarah. But I said the mission statement is not aligned from what's on our city's website and what's on the brochure. Did anybody else here online work on this as well, the brochure? Was it just Sarah? Just Sarah?
I did not.
No.
Is everybody had a chance to look at it?
The brochure or the online?
The brochure itself.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Did we get a final copy? Because I know we were going.
Well, I
Copy.
Yes,
Sarah,
last week we received.
Okay.
was this supposed to be the final copy, Sarah?
That was my understanding.
I hope not. Yeah, I got a number of questions, and maybe what we should do is send it to Casey as well, and then also find out. And if you want me to, Sarah, I can find out if this is a final or not, because there's, yeah.
I was gonna say, can you resend it? I'm looking at my emails and I don't see it. I just seen the agenda. Can you send send us another copy, everybody, maybe another copy? Thank you.
Yeah, and I'd love for Casey to look at it and weigh in. Like I said, there's a couple of things here that I see that it's mostly the benefits of trees, which I think is very strong. That's good. But it has contact information, and then it has like nominations for heritage tree and memorial tree and the location and such. But I don't know if people know. It's not. At least I have not seen it on here in terms of what the definition of those are, and what it means, and to get there. You know what I'm saying? We're asking people to nominate, but perhaps we may need them to understand what it means. So I think that might be beneficial too. So we'll see if this is hopefully not in production just yet. So any other questions? Go ahead.
I was going to say, rereading the email, she's requesting final approval to start printing, so it doesn't look like anything has gone to print yet.
Okay, good. Thank you, Sarah. Good. Yeah, if we can send it to Casey, that'd be great. And John's, have you guys seen it? John Mellish and John Hilkert? No? Yeah, we need to make sure you guys get a hold of it. You guys get to see, lay eyes on it. And of course, the rest of the commission, and we could all take a good close look at it and see what, how we can improve it, I should say. One of the things too, Casey, to let you know, one of the aspirations that we had was, and I don't know if we're in a position to do this now, but we did have a brief conversation with the mayor referencing the possibility of, as well as the service director's office, Jim Aiken, specifically about the possibility of adding a brochure type thing, or just maybe just a one pager type thing, a flyer, if you will, that would educate the community also on trees and the benefits of trees and what the tree commission is all about. And so we talked about stuffing those, having those stuffed into the water bills. And so I don't know, I don't see that happening for some time until we can kind of get a little closer to what it is we want to exactly communicate. But like I said, a lot of this on our brochure is very strong and it looks very good. Just a couple gaps, I think. So hopefully everybody can take a look-see at that and get back to Sarah Bradenberg and the team. And we'll continue to work on this until we have it finalized. So is there anything else? Go ahead.
I know Sarah had contacted me, I think it was last week or the week before, about where it says benefits of trees on that side. I think she was looking for more specific things to Akron. So I didn't know exactly what she was looking for, and I was trying to get that information. And she said, let's just wait and talk. I think she was out of town. So she said, let's just wait and talk, and she would get a hold of me as soon as she got back in. So I think that's kind of where that was. I think she was looking at, like I said, some of these if you're looking at it on the one side where it says benefits of the trees, I think she was looking for other information, like I said, more specific to Akron. Regarding our inventory and some questions about it, I guess she had. So
good. I'd rather us take our time, go slow and methodical, and really get something at the end of the day that we're all proud of. Like I said, the benefits of tree section on the brochure piece, it's not very local. And so I could see where she wanted to go on that. That makes a heck of a lot of sense. But then again, like I said, the other panel, I guess, what does the tree commission do? That piece of it I said the mission statement is a bit of a conflict. And then I believe that there's like 5 bullet points there. And perhaps we need to revisit that just a little bit too. But like I said, I'd rather go slowly and methodically and make sure we're putting together something really, really cool that everyone will be able to understand. So I guess what we'll do is, short of any questions or comments on that, we'll move on. Not unless there is questions or comments. One of the other things too, just for Casey, for you, so you know, folks are able to, whenever we have tree plantings, they're able to appeal in case they don't want one, to the tree commission, to us, and ask us to review, because oftentimes, and John Hilkert could tell us a little bit more detail, but we'll plant trees in the Devil Strip areas at residential, single family or multifamily locations in the Devil Strip area. And what we'll do is, provide some information for the folks. And if they want to appeal that planting before it goes in, we will hear them out and, request that the service director's office reconsider or not. And so that's one of the functions that we've been doing of late. And so that's another function of the tree commission itself, working to help the public works department, public service department with the tree plantings, and hoping to get our tree canopy up to, what is it, 40%? Is that it?
We're at 35. We want to get up to 40.
Yeah, that's our long-term goal, is to get up to 40%. From what I understand, 35% is it's pretty good compared to similar sized cities and places out there. But it's, as much as we try and as hard as we work, it seems as though that it's a struggle, constant struggle. But and that's why we're hoping that with the education piece, people will be more educated and understand that maybe it's better just to go ahead and have those trees planted. So.
How many, if I can ask, do we get a lot of appeals, and under what circumstances or criteria do we allow someone to reject it, refuse a tree planting?
You want me to take that, Jeff?
Yeah, John, go ahead. I have what I think, but you'd be much better.
I think we had roughly what we plant. We had a little over 700 or 800 trees go out, or letters go out, and roughly 30 appeals. And not all of those decided to go in front of the commission to appeal that. The grounds, I mean, they can appeal for whatever reason. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be honored. We'll work with you, but I mean, that there's not, the circumstance would have to be very extenuating circumstances to not have a tree placed in that street lawn. I mean, at the end of the day, it is public property. It is City of Akron property. It's our right of way. We listen to those, if there's, if we can shift it, move it around, but we're also, our hands are tied sometimes just with the underground utilities that exists. So, sometimes that location has to be where we marked it. I don't know. You'll have to, we'll have you in when these do come, so you can see how this all interacts with each other.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious how many we're getting, and I was curious if the commission or us have like a standard in mind, like which appeals do we think are valid? What's the criteria? Is it just completely open-ended, or Are we enforcing some kind of like criteria or standard for what a good appeal looks like, a good exception? That's all.
It seems as though they're all of them are unique, I think, in terms of, the reasons and logic typically that people have that they don't want a tree. Sometimes it goes everywhere from blocking a view, perhaps, to raking of the leaves. So, lifting sidewalks, and we have over the years, due to the leadership of Mr. Malish and Mr. Hilkert, really tried to work hard to alleviate a lot of those pain points for residents, and try to make it easier and more digestible, I guess, for lack of a better term, for folks to receive these trees in the devil strips, because there's such a benefit on so many different levels. And so, and that's why whenever we put this together, Rich Swirsky and I and Mr. Malish and a couple of attorneys, we spent actually a long time putting this whole ordinance together on trees, super long time actually, and it's been a bit of a challenge at times, but we're always receptive to listening and trying to improve it. But in terms of that piece there, it's so unique and nuanced. It's going to be hard, I think, to have specific criteria. Now, let's, John, if you have some kind of idea that it's just different.
Yeah, it is, Casey. We do have standards that we follow and abide by as far as variety selection all the way down to location placement. But like Jeff is right. Every situation is unique, and I don't think we've had, so far at least, the same issue pop up. Every single one has been unique.
Okay, got it. That's helpful. Thanks.
And Casey, too, just a quick aside, if you will. Also, what's happened over these last several years is that there has been, and you may be aware of this, but an assessment of the devil strips, I guess, in the city of Akron, the depth of the utilities, the height of the lines, the utility lines, if there's underground, pipes, etc. And then, of course, again, overhead lines. And so, and we didn't do this in the past, and it's pretty evident in many, many neighborhoods. But now I think we're right sizing trees, if you will, and making sure that trees are planted. And this is all John Malish and Mr. Hilkert and their team, but making sure that, number one, it doesn't lift the sidewalk. Whenever we plant a new tree, that's not going to be a part of the equation down the road. It's not going to interfere with the overhead lines. Like you see sometimes whenever our friends from First Energy go out and they get creative on making sure that no limbs hit the lines. It can be quite awkward looking, but planting the right kind of trees at the very beginning is what been part of that mission for how many years now, John? Has it been 6, 7?
We've been doing this since, the ordinance was 16 or 17. But we were doing this earlier than that. So
yeah. But yeah, so it's obviously it's a long run, but no. I think as a city overall, we've been doing so much amazingly better than we have in the past. And so we still recognize we have a long way to go, but good. Okay, so short of that, anything on the new business side, folks? Any ideas, questions? Okay, not seeing any. Yes, Patricia, I think you're muted.
Sorry.
That's okay.
No new business, just on the brochure. Now, I was looking at the brochure and then I looked at the website. How do we fix the mission? Which one is gonna?
I was going to pull the minutes from when we adopted it and make sure and figure out which one is the one that was officially adopted and correct the opposite. unless someone else has any other suggestions.
No, I think that's great, Sarah. And also, I like where the John Hilkert conversation and the Sarah Vradenberg conversation was around making it more Akron specific, Akron centric, I guess, if that's a word, in terms of the benefits of trees. Like, and a lot of this information is so great, but maybe there is a couple bullet points that we could replace, in terms of overall or just Akron centric benefits of trees, where we could show the community out there where it's proven beneficial for us. That, and plus again, I was concerned about, we mentioned heritage tree and memorial tree, somehow or another defining that, or I think we should look at that as well. So yeah, but hey, it's good. Like I said, slow and methodical wins the day, right? Good. Any other questions or comments from anyone? All right, cool. Seeing that, thank you, everyone. I guess we'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, all those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, very good. Thank you all so much. We got through this without Sarah Vradenberg, our president. And Casey, if you'd like to get together sometime over coffee or something, I'd be more than happy to meet with you and discuss not only this, but any other, environmental type things. More than happy to do so.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. Very good. Thanks, everybody.
Guys, have a good day.
Take care. Thanks.